Hey guys, welcome to Crazy Burger. So in this video I'm going to be choosing the best home computer collection on Evercade. Now at present there is only 6 collections available on the home computer range on Evercade, although there will be 7 once Thalamus collection is released in July. But we're not going to include that as part of the choice today. I'm not really sure it would be the best one, although I would be a little bit biased. I'm obviously a huge Creatures fan. But anyway, I'm going to have a look through the home computer collections and choose my most favourite collection from all 6. Without further ado, let's have a look. Okay guys, before I choose the best collection on Evercade, just bear in mind that this is obviously just my own personal opinion. Every single person is going to have a very different view, and there is no right or wrong answer here. So let's start at the beginning. We got the C64 Collection 1 a couple of years ago now. We got, how many games is that? 14 games. And it's certainly a mixed bundle. Now, obviously, before I go into any in-depth here, I'd say in reality, probably you could say there's about 10 games over all of the 6 collections that you could probably say are worthwhile playing. That's obviously arguably. You could probably easily just get one decent cart out of all the games that's been released. I don't think the quality's been amazing, and I know obviously a lot of people don't really like these carts at all. I've actually quite enjoyed them, but it has to be, you have to obviously be honest here that it's probably not the pinnacle of those home computer collections that we've received. There's certainly a lot better games out there that we could have probably got, but we can't be too choosy, but obviously we are. Anyway, we've had a few decent games on C64 Collection 1. Some of them were okay, some were passable. Impossible Mission is probably the most famous one from that, but it's still a tricky game to actually play. There's some strange one. Jumpman's definitely a really cool game, but for me, definitely the best game from that collection was Lee, or otherwise known originally was Bruce Lee. It was a really cool game. We're really just collecting the lanterns and trying to get through the game. I don't see how anyone could have possibly finished that without save states. Overall, not bad, but certainly not mind-blowing at all. A couple of good games, but I think this one certainly was sort of average at best. See, moving on to the C64 Collection 2, 14 more games, and to be honest, it probably was just pretty much similar stuff, to be honest. Some interesting games, but did anything really blow you away? Firelord was okay, but weird. Impossible Mission 2, probably arguably not as good as the first one. I quite enjoyed Mission Impossible, but it was very, very tough. Same with Nebulous, super tough. Certainly a classic from back in the day, but an unbelievably difficult game to actually play through. Pit Stop 2 was pretty good. Slayer was alright. Street Sports Basketball, it wasn't bad. I don't think the Street Sports series is really that great at all. Sword of Fargo was actually really good fun, and there's the classic Uridium, which a lot of people regard as one of the best games on C64. I probably don't hold the same opinion as a lot of other people on this game. I quite like it, but it's not my most favourite C64 game at all. And overall, not bad, but it is pretty much more of the same. So moving on to Team 17 Collection 1. This was a game full of Amiga titles, and this is where I think things really started to take off. I really loved this cart when it was actually released. A little bit disappointing we didn't get Alien Breed 3D, and probably Super Frog being the other notable game from Team 17 Collection. ATR is pretty decent, but it's hard as nails again. You just have to memorise those tracks and just keep playing till you get better. The Alien Breed games I think are really good fun, but I think the more you play them, they really are tough as heck. Certainly saved a good bit by the save states. Some frustration came in here and there when there was time limits to some of the levels, but decent enough. Just really tough. I really enjoyed Arcade Pool. I think it's fantastic fun. Very cool. We don't have enough pool games on Evercade. Body Blows and Full Contact were alright, just nothing amazing. Kingpin, probably the best 10-pin bowling we have on Evercade. Potentially, I think there is another one on the Atari collections. Project Deck was actually really, really good. And Quack, I absolutely love. I think it's a fantastic single-screen platform style game. Overall, is it my favouriteest collection from the home computer range? It could be, but we've still got a few to go through. So next up was the Delphine Software Collection 1. 4 more Amiga games, 3 more Amiga games, and one was actually a Mega Drive conversion, which was Flashback, and which was probably the best game on the collection. Another World was Amiga, which it's a decent enough game, but it's pretty frustrating, and it doesn't actually take that long to play through once you know what you're doing. Flashback is definitely the outstanding game on the collection, but that has nothing to do with Amiga at all, because it was the Mega Drive version that we had. Great game, and obviously easier to play once you've got access to those save states. Then we have Future Wars and Operation Stealth. Very tricky to play games, point and click adventures, and they're a little bit fiddly. So not the greatest, I don't think, for a handheld game or even on the VS. Ideally, you need some sort of mouse. But anyway, overall, not bad. I think you would probably buy this just to play Flashback or Another World. So then we got the Home Computer Heroes collection. So this was kind of a spin on the Indie Heroes collection that we see on the console carts or the console range. There was only 7 games, but I thought this was a great little collection of titles. Once you get used to how to play some of these games, like Attack of the Pet Scary Robots was really good. Bridge Strike was a good bit of fun. It's a little bit like River Raid. Citadel Remastered is fantastic once you get into it. Very tough, but a really decent first-person shooter. Farming Simulator was really decent. Obviously, there's not a lot of point to it, and it is more like a demo that we are playing, to be honest. It's a very relaxing game to play, very stress-free. Just play through it, enjoy it, and that is what it is, to be honest. Planet X2 is definitely not for everyone. A little bit clunky to play. I think Blaze have done a really decent job actually remapping the controls there. Once you get your head around what you're supposed to do, it is very good fun. But a real-time strategy game that is, and it was pretty decent. Tanks Fury was alright. Ideally, you want to be playing that with 3 or 4 players or more. 2 or 3 players or more to get the best out of that game. Now, arguably the best game on this collection, and probably even arguably the best home computer game at present, is Sword of Iana. A platforming style game that is probably a little bit deceiving. I thought when I first played it, it was probably going to be a short sort of platforming slashing game, but it has a lot of depth to it, and it just keeps on going. I think I've probably put in 6, 7, 8 hours or something, and I've still not quite got to the end as yet. I think this game is absolutely fantastic. Love the soundtrack. Graphically, it is lovely and colourful, and certainly screams of those home computer games back in the day. It looks and plays fantastic. Originally, it was on the Spectrum, but an absolute brilliant game. I really enjoyed that one. So then we got the C64 Collection 3 very recently. 13 more C64 games, and I could probably say this is my most favourite C64 collection that was released yet. Anarchy is a puzzle style game I really enjoyed. The classic Boulder Dash. Oh, we'll just forget about that one. Cyberdyne Warrior was pretty good but tough. Cybernoid 2, still a bit bugged, but you can still play through it. It's okay. Stormlord 2 is awful. Exelon's pretty good, but unbelievably difficult. Heavy Metal Paradroid is an absolute classic. Really good stuff there. Jumpman Jr., more of the same with Jumpman, but maybe a little bit tougher. Netherworld is actually not too bad. And we have Street Sports Soccer, which is pretty awful, but a little bit playable. And more Summer Games stuff. And Super Cycle, a really good collection of games. I thought definitely the best collection out of the 3 Commodore 64 collections that we had, in my opinion. But what is my most favourite collection? What is the best one according to myself? That really would be a toss-up between Team 17 and Home Computer Heroes for me. I think I'm just going to plump for Home Computer Heroes, given the fact it has a really good collection of games that you can certainly stick your teeth into. Citadel Remastered is great fun, and especially this game, Sword of Iana, an absolute must-have collection just to at least play through this game. It's brilliant stuff. Anyway, guys, please let me know what is your most favourite home computer collection on Evercade, and I'll leave you now with some footage of some of the games that's on this collection.
Mm.